the stand. Now he runs. He produces a magic trick. He pulls out another one. This is incredible. This is ridiculous. This is 15 out of 10 on the incredible meter. What a player. What an entertainer. Give him the medal. Give him the Delier medal.
Hello, footy fans, and welcome back to the Chip and Chase podcast. Here we have the New South Wales Game 1 Origin team has been announced. So we're here to do a quick live reaction to that team, give our thoughts on who was named and who we think should have been named, and everything that Madge Maguire has put us through. So let's jump straight into it. I don't want to hold this off any longer than we have to. At fullback for the New South Wales Blues in Game 1, Dylan Edwards has been named to wrap up that position. I'm going to read through the entire team list, and then we'll come back through and do a quick analysis of each. So in fullback, we have Dylan Edwards. On the wings, we have Zach Lomax and Brian To'o. In the centres, Stephen Crichton and Joseph Suoli'i. The halves, 5'8" is Jerome Luai, and halfback Nicholas Hines. In the front row, and our captain, Jake Trebojevic, is lining up with Payne Haas in the front row. Reece Robson is the run-on hooker. Liam Martin and Angus Crichton are the second rowers. Cam McInnes at lock forward. Off the bench, we have Isaiah Yeo, Homole Olakawatu, Spencer Leniu, and Hudson Young. In 18th, 19th, and 20th man, we have Matt Burton, Luke Keary, and Mitch Barnett. What a crazy team to have announced. A lot of things to note here. So, let's go into it right from the top then. Dylan Edwards getting the fullback position over James Tedesco. Look, personally, I would have had James Tedesco there. I know Dylan Edwards has been absolutely outstanding this season and over the last 3 seasons, and there's no doubting he deserves that spot. I just think with all the injuries that New South Wales have, I think the experience of James Tedesco in that role would have been ideal. He is the incumbent New South Wales and Australian captain after all, and he's having a fantastic season himself, Tedesco. So it's not like he's unworthy of that. I understand picking Edwards, and I'm really, really happy for Dylan Edwards in that team. As a New South Wales fan myself, I'm certain he's going to do the state very, very proud. But personally, probably would have gone for Tedesco myself. But we'll wait and see how it all goes. Brian To'o, we expected on the wing, and perfect to have him there. Zach Lomax on the wing wasn't what I was expecting. I knew there were rumours of Joseph Suoli'i being in the side. I expected him on the wing. Not the case. Lomax on the wing, I like it. He's having a fantastic season, Lomax, and let's be honest, Origin should be picked on form, and he's one of the best wingers in the comp right now. The work he's getting through, everything he's doing for the Dragons, I love that for them. So I don't hate this pick at all. I definitely prefer it over Joseph Suoli'i on the wing. But as we said, Joseph Suoli'i has been named in the centres, which I am not the biggest fan of. I think he's been good this season, Joseph Suoli'i, but I think Jesse Ramian has been better. I think Jesse Ramian is more suited to the centres, and Jesse Ramian is staying in the NRL. I know we're picking on form and we want to win this series, but by that token, I think Ramian's been the better player, so I'd have him in the centres every day of the week. I'm not complaining too much, though, from a Supercoach perspective, because it means I got to keep Jesse Ramian in the Supercoach team. I think Joseph Suoli'i will do good. I'm not disappointed in having him in there. I'm disappointed for Jesse Ramian, who I thought couldn't have done anything more to get that position, but this is who Madge has gone with, so I'm very intrigued to see how this game plays out. The halves, Jerome Luai, Nicho Hines. I think everybody ruled out Luai based on last year and based on this year without Cleary. I think this round would have definitely helped his cause, where he was absolutely tremendous for the Penrith Panthers. And yeah, also the fact that we're without Cody Walker, he's injured, Mitch Moses injured, Nathan Cleary injured. We're quite low in the halves department at the moment, so I'm very happy to have Jerome Luai in there. He's done it before. He's stepped up recently as well, so I'm happy to have Luai at the 5/8 position. Nicho Hines, he was the standout for the halfback role with Cleary out. Thank God he's not injured. Obviously, the calf scare earlier this week was quite scary going into it, but very happy to have Nico Hines in that halfback row, and I'm so glad he actually gets a proper shot this time. I hope he takes it with both hands and he rips and tears for us. Jake Trbojevic in the front row, I'm happy with. I think that's where he belongs. The defensive grit and grind of him will be ideal. Him at captain is interesting. Now we'll get to we'll get to lock forward in a bit. But Jake Trebojevic's selection at front row, I don't mind. I think I still would have gone with Mitch Barnett. I think Mitch Barnett has been the better player this year. I think Mitch Barnett is built for Origin, and he's actually been playing front row forward. I know recently he's been in the second row due to the Warriors' injuries. I just think Mitch Barnett would have been my preferred front row forward over Jake Trbojevic, but I know Jake Trbojevic is never going to let the state down, so I'm happy to have him there. Hooker, no, we'll go to Payne Haas next. The incumbent, we knew he was going to be the front row, the other front row in this team. He's the best front rower in rugby league, in my opinion. So, yeah, not much to note there. Payne Haas is in the team. Reece Robson at 9. I like this. There's a lot of options. Damien Cook, Appy Coruscant, Blake Brayley, I think, has been going really well. Wade Egan, before he copped a head knock last week, has been going really well. I think Reece Robson is the best choice out of all of them. I think he's the most Origin suited. Maybe Damien Cook, but with how the Rabbitohs have been going this season, you probably can't pick Damien Cook. So I'm really happy with Reece Robson in there. I think he's going to rip and tear. He's going to go really well. Really happy for him to get that shot at the starting 9 position. Second row, Angus Crichton and Liam Martin. Expected, and no problems with this whatsoever. I think it had to be these two. Crichton is in some of the best form of his career, arguably the best form, and we know at his best how good he is. He's Australian and New South Wales second rower after all. So glad to see him back in the Origin arena. Liam Martin, we know he's built for it as well. Good to see him being named despite another little injury scare there as well. Cam McInnes at 13 is very interesting. Now I'm so happy for Cam McInnes to be in this squad. He bleeds Origin, and if he didn't make the team altogether, I may have just started supporting Queensland because it's ridiculous how good he's been, and he's deserved this for a number of years. Having him at starting lock is interesting. Personally, I think I'd still have Isaiah Yeo. It's like people have been forgetting how good Isaiah Yeo's been this season. I think he's been absolutely outstanding. I understand the comments in regards to you might want Cam McInnes because a Nico Hines-led team means everything goes through Nico Hines. Well, if you've got Isaiah Yeo and you've got Nathan Cleary, Jerome Luai, and you're playing that Penrith brand of footy, that makes sense to have Isaiah Yeo there because he's more of that link man and he does a bit more ball work, while Cam McInnes is just there to do his role in the side. So I've got no massive problems with it. Personally, I think I still would have had Isaiah Yeo there and just told Isaiah, look, mate, this is Nico's team. You get him the ball when he wants, or you get out of the way when he tells you to, and just have that doing that. And I know Isaiah Yeo, he bleeds blue. He would definitely do that. But Cam McInnes at 13 or 14 doesn't matter for me. So happy he's in the side. I think he's going to be fantastic. And yeah, congratulations to Cam there. Homale Olakawatu getting his Origin debut as well. Yep, had to be in the team. He's one of the best second rowers in the game. So destructive. I think bringing him off the bench is going to be such a handful for the Queenslanders to handle. So yeah, really excited for Homale to get that shot. Spencer Leniu is a very interesting one. Now, I don't hate it. I think he's one of the best bench players in the competition, even if he only plays 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes are going to be incredible. You think, even just watch how he played for the Roosters this week. His runs are they're almost second to none off the back fence. So I'm happy for him in there. Again, though, Mitch Barnett to not make their bench or starting side, I don't understand it. Maybe it's just the Warriors bias in me, but I think Mitch Barnett has been one of the better players in the comp, one of the better front rowers in the comp in general. Maybe he doesn't bring the impact that Leniu does, which is fair enough. But yeah, Spencer Leniu, I can't really fault the pick regardless. I think he'll be good. And Hudson Young at 17, really happy to see him get another shot after the just stupid form of events last year. He was named to start, played 20 minutes, and then they took him out. It was just a really weird series last year, if you want to say that. But I'm really happy to see him get his shot. He feels like an Origin player, Hudson Young. He's got that mongrel in him that we need in this side. Bring back the Paul Gallen, Greg Bird sort of days in the New South Wales Blues, and that's Hudson Young. So love that. And 18th man, Matty Burton. Now, of course, they can change the 18th, 19th, and 20th men up until like game day, essentially, or at least, they will, because the 18th man will be part of the team in case injuries occur. I assume it'll be Matty Burton. I think he has the most versatility. You know, he can cover centres and the halves. He can cover a few different positions. He's been playing some really good footy. I probably would have even had him in the centres over Joseph Suoli'i, come to think of it. Yeah, look, the Suoli'i naming really baffles me. I think Suoli'i's been good this season, but he hasn't been great, and he's leaving rugby league at the end of the season. Why not go for Burton, who's been there and done it before? He's won a comp at centre. He's played Origin at centre. He's played well at Origin at centre. He's playing better footy than Joseph Suoli'i, albeit in a different position, or go for Raymond, who's playing better footy than Suoli'i in the same position. It's a really baffling call, that Suoli'i one. Like, I don't think it's a bad pick. As I said, Suoli'i has still been good this year, but I don't like the pick. I don't love it at all. But look, I'm still going to bleed blue and support our state. But yeah, Matt Burton, I assume he will be the 18th man. He's named there, and I assume when game time rolls around, he will retain that role. Luke Keary, interesting to see him brought into the side. Obviously, he's had his shot before. He's a polarising figure, Luke Keary, someone who supports Queensland and, you know, has stated that he'd rather play for Queensland. But due to the eligibility rules, he's a New South Wales representative. Because of that, I wouldn't pick him. I think Luke Keary's having a great season, and I'm sure like he'll play his normal game of footy and be good if he does get that shot. But I think Origin is not necessarily about being the best player. It's about, you know, bleeding your state. And yeah, Luke Keary, it's an interesting one. It's no fault to Luke Keary, don't get me wrong. As I said, he's playing some really great footy. He's had a fantastic career. Obviously won the grand final in 2014 under Madge Maguire, so there's probably a bit of history there, and Madge, you know, knows he can turn to him and rely on him. So I respect that, but not ideal. But I guess with the halves conundrum at the moment, he's probably the best next up option that we've got. So it could be a lot worse. And Mitch Barnett is in jersey 20, which we've spoken a lot about Mitch Barnett already. Think he should be starting, or I think he should be off the bench. It doesn't really make sense to me. Again, I know Jake Trbojevic has experienced, he's, you know, been there and done it before, and you've made him captain, so maybe there's the leadership aspect of it. But I think Barnett's had an infinitely better season than Jake Trbojevic. I think he's been playing the front row position. Well, you know, Trbojevic is sort of that lock. I think his defense is one of the best in the competition. And yeah, just it's just an interesting one. I'd have him over a lot of players in this side, Mitch Barnett. But as a whole, am I happy with this New South Wales team? Yes. Like, there is no player selected that I'm like, they shouldn't be in here. Every player I think is a great player playing some good footy, and they can go head to toe. The only, you know, questionables are Spencer Leniu, but since he's been back from suspension, he's been really, really good. And again, one of the best bench players in the comp. So even if he's only in for 20 minutes, I think he'll make the 20 minutes count. Luke Keary, as we said, just the whole shebang, which we won't get into, and Joseph Suoli'i are the only like really questionables for me. Everything else, it was the toss of the coin job between other players like Dylan Edwards over Tedesco. I obviously lent in the Tedesco camp, but I cannot begrudge Dylan Edwards at all. He's been the best player in the NRL this season, and, you know, he's a Clive Churchill winner, 3-time premiership winner. He's deserved this shot for a long time, and I'm really happy to see him get it. So I'm not going to begrudge that at all. Obviously, the Queensland team gets announced tomorrow, I believe, so we'll have that live reaction then and there. Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? Origin just around the corner, the best time of the year for footy. You know, if you think I love the Warriors more than anything, wait till you see me support the Blues. So really excited for this game. Happy with this squad. Yeah, just can't wait for it to come around. So that'll wrap us up there. Nice and quick little review. Let me know what you guys think. Message me on Instagram. at Chip and Chase Podcast who you think. Let me know if you disagree or agree with any of my calls. Do it respectfully. If you think I'm an idiot, call me out. But, we're here for respectful and passive, I suppose, conversations, discussions. We can disagree, but that doesn't make either of us right or wrong. So let me know on the Instagram who you think should have made it or what your thoughts on the team list are. But that'll wrap us up here. We're going to record the round 12 review straight after this and get that ready for tomorrow as well. So, of course, we'll have that Monday podcast ready to go, hopefully bright and early for you guys, the round review. And then we'll be back for our usual content for the rest of the week. So thank you guys for tuning into this one, and I'll see you guys next time.